Welcome back to the Artefactors Union. I am your host and foreman, Douglas Scoundrels. Today we are assembling the Always Watching box for the Guard and Journalist keyword. Box contains 4 models, 1 Nightcrawler Network, this man with the tentacles, and then 3 Camerbots, which are, I just see some bushes on the front of the box. I'm not sure where the Camerbots are, so we'll go ahead and look at the renders. Just a dude out for a stroll with his tentacles, and a couple bushes and a statue. Still wondering where the camera bots are, but I'm sure we'll figure that out when we look at the sprues. Here's the sprue for all 4 models. Our Nightcrawler Network is just this one over here, and then the 3 camera bots is column, and 2 columns. I'm starting to think the cameras might be somewhere in these models. Who knows? Okay, I'm done with pretending I can't see the damn thing. It's a funny joke how silly these are, but I love occasionally silly models, so great, I'm weird for that. Anyways, let's start with our Nightcrawler Network. Here is our Nightcrawler Network. I think it's going to be a pretty simple build. We'll grab the body, put the leg on, then both the arms on one bit. Hooray. Combine both pieces of the backpack, figure out exactly how the tentacles go into the backpack, and then either put the backpack on before we put the tentacles onto it, or put the tentacles onto the backpack and then put the whole thing on his back. We'll figure it out. We'll see. So let's start with J1 and add J2. J1 and J2 added. I just stabbed myself with the X-Acto knife. Okay. Grab J3, which is going to be his arms are just going to go across this gap on his back. Okay, that goes in fairly easily. Now we have a complete dude. So let's work on his backpack now. Go ahead and combine bits J6 and J7, which is the backpack first. Here's J6, the bit that goes into the back of the Nightcrawler Network man guy person. And now with J7 added onto it. You know what? let's just glue it to the back of Mr. Network and then do the tentacles. And a 1 and a 2. Oh. It's a backpack. Alright, J5 here is going to be our left tentacle, and J4 is going to be our right tentacle. And so we have J5, and you can, if you look closely, maybe, the connection point is actually a semicircle, and that lines up with the hole on our Nightcrawler's backpack, where the flat side of the semicircle is towards his body, so that's how you're going to install it. So there it is. And goes in real easy. Okay, let's do J4, our last bit. Also has the same semicircle setup. Oh, and J4 will have this little connector here you'll need to cut out. Like so. There we go, our second tentacle. He's all done. Get him on a base. Our Nightcrawler Network is done. Easy build. Really easy build. Hardest part was figuring out how the orientation of the tentacles were. That's it. Pretty simple. And I think the rest of this box is also going to be really simple as well. So let's move on to our minions, the Camerabots. Okay, on to our Camerabots. Camerabot A is, again, just going to be this column. So start on him first. We're going to grab both pieces of the pot, as well as sort of the top part of the pot, where the actual camera bits will go on top of. I believe these two combined to fit on top of this one. And finally, the little umbrella will go somewhere on here. Okay, so let's grab K2 and K3 first. I don't remember if this is K2 or K3. I think this is one of those instances where it doesn't really matter. Combine the other bit to this one. Congratulations, it's a pot. Right. Focus on the camera, please. There you go. So let's grab K1 now and plop that on top of this one. So we're looking at the part that we'll still be seeing after it goes on here. I might as well say it. You see the sort of socket grooves, whatever, in there, and they correspond with this, but they are different sizes, so there's only one way that's going to be able to go in. You shouldn't have a gap after you put them together. Whoops. Give me a sec. There it is, no gap. Okay, let's look at this guy, and let's figure out how we're going to add K5 to it? Yeah. Oh, there are 2 K5s on this sprue. Uh-oh. K5 down here, and K5 up here. So we're going to say this one's probably K5. We're going to say this guy's going to be K6. So we're going to add K5 on first. I'm going to connect on this longer tooth right here, and that will correspond with this gap. Okay, that's... Well, we'll see if we need to rip that off to get K6 in there or not. So let's clip out K6 and see if we can sort of squash it in there, or we need to combine K5 and K6 before we put them on top. Actually, it popped in there pretty easily. So all we have left is the umbrella, which is K4. And let's see if I can point to it. That is going to fit right in there in that gap. Well, the umbrella is done. The model is done. Let's base it. Camerabot number 1 is done. We're going to call this one Leica. Excuse me. Hardest part was the trimming off the flash on the little umbrella. Other than that, very simple build, if that wasn't obvious. Quite easy. Let's move on to the easiest thing in the box. Our second Camerabot. Goodness. Camerabot B is going to take us all of like 3 seconds. So 3 pieces, L1, L2, and L3. Let's combine L1 and L2 and then add it on top of L3. L1, L2, and you see the tooth in there corresponding with the tooth right there. And L3, I'll base him. Camerabot number 2 is done. We're going to call him Gandolfi. 3 pieces. Let's just move on. Our last Camerabot is easily our most complex. The same number of pieces as the Nightcrawler Network. Cool. So for this one, we will grab both halves of the base plinth thing, and then add the legs of the angel statue, then the torso of the angel statue, and then the left arm of the angel statue, and then left wing, right wing of the angel statue. Okay, so M5 and M6 are our first bits. M5, M6. Now let's do M1, the legs. You can see semicircle with one small flat side to get that peg in there correctly. M1's in there now, nice and snug. Let's do M2, the torso. There, we've got most of the body. So let's add M7, the left arm now. Okay, left arm is on. So let's finish up with the wings. Thankfully, they have unique connection points, so you're not going to mix them up. But let's grab M4, which is our left wing. Okay, so that one actually was kind of hard to get it to set in correctly. So what you might end up doing if you're in the same problem I was, is you just put pressure right where it connects to the angel's back, and it will just sort of squish into the appropriate position. Hooray. Let's do M3, our last bit, the right wing. Yeah, it's an angel. Okay, base time. Camerabot number 3 is done. We're going to name this one Kodak. Yeah, easy build. Hardest part was wedging the left wing into the back of the angel. Simple stuff. Let's look at the whole box. The Always Watching box is done. We have ourselves a Nightcrawler Network and 1, 2, 3 Camerabots. Really easy assembly. Goodness. The hardest part was trimming and the left wing on the angel. Just real easy for the rest of the stuff. So I don't see you having too much trouble, but I hope it was helpful, or at least I provided you good company. Regardless, I have been your foreman, Douglas Gondrels, helping you build a better Malifaux. Goodbye.